to another exciting episode of Codename New to Vero 2. Hi, I'm your presenter, Shabu Are You. Now, for all you guys that have followed the Facebook page, about 5 months ago I made the announcement that the new latest edition in the exclusive Walmart G1 Transformer reissues is going to be Soundwave. And what wasn't really known at the time was what was also going to be included with that. Usually with these G1 reissues, they usually have like 2 characters that they issue. For example, Optimus came out, and then the Mini-Bots came out. And then you had Hot Rod, and then you had Starscream. And then Devastator came out by himself. So Soundwave is hitting the shelves. And what's also included in this is his cassettes. You got Frenzy and Ravage and Laserbeak and Rumble. Now, the other thing is you're probably wondering, if you look at the figures, you'll notice that for the blue one, it's Frenzy. And then for the red, it's Rumble. Now, when we were kids and we watched the G1, they always called the blue one Rumble. And we have, he would always have like some crazy saying like, you want to get tough? Well, listen, something, get ready to rumble with Rumble or something like that. And then he would start using his pile drivers. So I think there was from Diaclone to making the Sunbow series, there was a confusion as far as who was who. The toys went with addressing the blue one as Frenzy and the red one as Rumble, but really their personalities are mirror images of each other. They both have the same pile driver abilities. There was about a couple episodes in the Sunbow where both of them were using their pile drivers against the Autobots. So I brought that up because a lot of people may be thinking, is that a mistake? And it really isn't. Even back in the day, it was the same deal. So I wanted to clear that up and showcase the guys because, you may pick these up and think like, what the heck? They messed up the names. Well, it was like that back in, I think, '87 when these came out. So I just wanted to share that. The only thing I've been collecting, and I featured, all of them in various episodes on the channel. The only thing now that we have a good amount of figures, I'm kind of disappointed that the Autobots really are, they're not being, you have Optimus minus the trailer, and then you had Hot Rod, and all the Mini-Bots were Autobots. But come on, Hasbro, throw in somebody cool, like issue Blaster, or Jazz, or, Sunstreaker, Sideswipe. Somebody else. The Decepticons have been killing it. You got Starscream, Devastator, Soundwave. the A-list of Transformers. And besides Optimus, Hot Rod was, is a first. In my opinion, he's a first wave tier Autobot. But you got a collection of Mini-Bots that, I don't know. So I just want to make an appeal to Hasbro to send some Autobots, man. I would love to see those die-cast toys, cars with the rubber wheels again. I'm just itching for Jazz or Prowl or even Red Alert, something like that. And the other thing I wanted to bring to everyone's attention is that not every part of the country it's not being hit all at once. For example, a lot of people up in the Northeast, they got their Soundwave and cassettes very early on, about a month ago. And here in Florida, we're just getting, and I've been checking religiously at all the Walmarts. I must have hit like 7 of them. And I'm like harassing managers for a toy. Here's a grown man is there anything in the back? So it's just funny. But a lot of people are getting frustrated. But I think this is a wonderful marketing thing. Going back to 1984, 1985, methodology of how to get these toys. And I've highlighted how Optimus is so treasured to me because my mom and I scavenge hunt to like 7 stores. Like every day after work, my mom would take me out before Christmas to look for Optimus. And if you guys can remember, Optimus was tough to find. Like the Cabbage Patch Kids for the girls, and Optimus was 1984's must-have toy. So every store was sold out until my mom finally found someone with 2 Optimuses in his cart and mistakenly took him for a worker, and was so excited that the guy was like, you know what, take one, Merry Christmas. My boys can play with one and share. And man, I still think of how that man who gave me my first Optimus out of the kindness of his heart, and seeing a mother's excitement for finding a toy for his son, her son. I think that is the true holiday spirit, and you don't have to be a Christian to follow that and feel that, you know. So I wanted to share that side story. Like going back to the story, like, you know, we're just getting them here in Florida. So there's a lot of areas in the South that these figures are starting to hit shelves. Not every Walmart is getting them. Try to hit the regional stores. I mean, like the big Kahuna, the big fish, not the little dinky Walmarts in smaller cities. For example, we have Sebastian where I am, and then the bigger city is Vero Beach, hence new to Vero 2. So Vero Beach is where the regional store is, and also Fort Pierce is another regional store. I concentrate on those stores and not even worry about a smaller store like the Sebastian one. So that's another good way to make sure that you get your Soundwave and your cassettes. And please, please, just buy 1, buy 2 if you have to, and leave 1 for another collector, because it's not right that people are buying these at 5 and selling them on eBay. It's so stupid. I mean, it's taking the fun and the hunt and going back to 84 and looking for these toys and not having to go on the internet. So please, please, like, you know, be considerate of other collectors and other fans as well when you're doing this. And I've said this during the entire G1 recaps. So that's a simple, small video today. Stay tuned. Later on the week, I'll finally get to issue number 264. And also that interview with G.I. Joe illustrator Nito Diaz. So this is Shabu RU signing off. So just to show for those that are waiting to receive theirs, we're just going to do a simple overview. I always just pick up 1 and leave the remainder for another collector, and later on, if it goes on clearance, I'll pick up an additional 1 to open. But I'm going to keep these in the containers because they look really cool. But again, you get, but you know, it's funny, kids nowadays have no idea what the hell this is. So that makes you feel kind of old. They're like, what is this? But man, I mean, these were micro cassettes. And the first one pack comes with Laserbeak and Frenzy. Remember, Buzzsaw is the Condor that comes with Soundwave. And then we're going to flip it in the back. You have your tech sheet. And from an earlier video, I stated that Hasbro is not including that red film. Instead, what they've done is just kind of make the blue a little bit more prominent for being able to identify their vitals. So Frenzy, aka Rumble, and I'm gonna go with the Sunbow's names because I mean that's what we grew up with. This is not Frenzy, this is Rumble. So I don't care what this package says. This is Frenzy. So what's interesting is their vitals are different, even though they were a carbon copy of each other in the cartoon. But you notice their vitals, you can see there's a noticeable difference between their characteristics. I find that interesting. I didn't remember this as a child, so this is kind of cool. And the other thing is, As a kid, I thought Ravage was a dog, and it turned out to be a cat. And I'm a big cat person, so it's kind of cool to have that. You have your simple transforming instructions, which is nice. And I have Blasters cassettes, and so it's kind of nice. You know, I'm still waiting for Soundwave in our area, and like I said, just be patient. If you don't see it yet, it will come to your region. Please do not go to eBay and support these idiots that are buying like 5 of them and leaving none in the store. They will. Hasbro has been pretty good, you know, where Optimus was even found in clearance bins. So just be patient and be smart about it. And you too, like I haven't missed one G1 reissue yet. It's just the packaging, the overall scavenge hunting to bring up that 1984 vibe is just wonderful to be a part of. It's a pain in the ass when you go to drive all the way to a store and it's not there, but you have to remember this is just the whole bringing back the overall experience, and I think it's wonderfully done. You know, not too many times Hasbro gets a pat on the back, but in this case, I think it was excellently, very well executed. Well, that's it for today's quick video. This is Shabu RU signing off.